We are now streaming. You are being recorded.
Yippee.
Yep. So, like I said, where we left off is you guys explored this abandoned SSP kind of just warehouse. Found a tram, trolley, train thing, and took it to I believe an elevator, and that elevator is going down.
Yes, and we're on the
Yep.
tram on the elevator. We took the tram onto the elevator.
Yeah. So you guys are descending deeper and deeper. There's there's kind of like small window like slits that you're kind of just able to see passing light through. Then good while that kind of just light stops, and then the elevator comes to a stop. The doors slowly begin to open, and you watch as some of these we'll say Night and Venom, you see a very familiar looking like robot kind of just actually there's two of them walk into this elevator. It's those kind of just power loader like kind of just utility robots begin making their way into this elevator.
I look at Knight to see if he's getting ready to tackle them.
How threatening do they look?
You watch as they scan the room, and one of them certainly like scans over you guys, but it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't come after you.
This is a good sign.
Let's see. We'll
I
say
think it's a good idea that we grab the uniforms. Just kind of whispering that.
Exactly.
you watch as these two robots they do their scan, and kind of just both in unison kind of just say no cargo detected, returning to standby. And you watch as they exit the elevator and almost go to kind of just these power recharging stations, kind of just sitting basically set right next to the elevator doors on the other side.
Cool.
I don't know if I put them out.
Unless you guys push another button or anything else, elevator doors remain open, and
Oh, until then, with party lights.
you see two pathways leaving this elevator. There's tracks taking the trolley again. We'll say for the purposes of directional, we'll take it like north. Whereas you see what appears to me a more human-sized kind of pathway, almost going like northeast, off to the side.
Oh well.
I look at Downpour and ask him which way. Dude, I'm trying to think of the place we're trying to get to. The thing he's been scanning.
Let's see. You guys let's see. You guys were following Downpour because he detected like some sort of generator deep within the system,
Right.
or within the complex. But your guys' overall goal was to kind of just infiltrate the hidden lab, as what Simp was wanting you to do. As far as Downpour scanning, looking for that generator, he motions the kind of just the tram tracks, taking you kind of just further into the facility, this mysterious facility.
Okay. Which way do y'all think we should go? Like towards the generator? Maybe it's near the lab, or potentially. Or do y'all want to try investigating the other way first?
Well, we stay on the tram line, it might just continue to be cargo, but the man-sized tunnel might lead to a man-sized facility. You know.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Sounds like a sound logic to me.
All right, so we want to try the offshoot tunnel.
Man-sized tunnel.
All right, we're gonna go down the man-sized tunnel.
All right. For this, it won't matter too much, but kind of just for the sake of it, what exactly is this marching order? Like, who's taking the lead? Who's got the rear? Kind of just how
I'll
are you?
take point.
Okay.
I'll be second.
I'll take third,
I'll
I
take the
guess.
rear.
Rayman, you're taking the rear.
Yep.
Are you putting Downpour in front of you or behind you?
In front.
Okay.
I mean, he didn't have anything to defend himself with.
Yeah. So going into kind of just this kind of just man-sized door, man-sized pathway. You are greeted with kind of just this very, it's almost like that it's almost like hospital lights, kind of just very sterile, kind of just very white, not too blinding, but really keeps you awake. You agree with kind of just a long white corridor that seems to branch off into other offices. Actually, no. We'll say... So one side seems to branch off into various other offices. The other side is this almost glass-like clear window, giving you a view into space. You are able to see the tracks of the tram now on the colony's whole, kind of just looping out, and they seem to lead to almost like an abandoned dock for starships. Kind of seems rather old at a glance. Seems almost very patchwork. Either it's been retrofitted or it's been installed here very recently. And there is currently a ship in dock.
Oh. And that's the tram goes to that.
The tram goes to that ship, or it goes to like this dock port, and that dock
Gotcha.
has a ship in dock.
Ship and dock. Okay.
Knight, you see it first because you're taking point. On the hull of the ship is 3 skulls wearing crowns.
Oh no.
I think we should go investigate the ship.
It's
For
personal now.
completely unbiased reason. And none of them lead to violence.
How much of a tram ride is it from where we are to the spaceport?
It goes a distance as far as tram-wise goes. Going there and back is going to take you an hour.
There and back is an hour total.
Yeah.
Okay. Not terrible. It's still like it's nighttime, right? Because we kind of waited around at the zoo for evening
The interior of the colony is, yes, in night mode.
and nighttime. Gotcha. It feels like night.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah. Do we want to go look at the ship? That could be what is it, Caspar? That could be his ship. You know, since
Could
he's
be.
Possibly.
fucking dead
Possibly.
now. And if it is his ship, we can get a lot of information off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not his ship, guess what? We can perhaps get number 2.
We'll say, before we commit into any decisions, I will say that the ship you guys are seeing is very different than the one that you guys have been flying. This one is not a cargo hauler or kind of just a personal transport. This very much looks like a I don't want to say a frigate. I feel like that's too big, but it's very much a warship.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Would you describe it visually as like a Nile ship? Does it look kind of like brutal, like kind of clumped together?
There is a lot
scrapped together.
Yeah, we'll go with that. It's very makeshift. And rather than kind of just like almost like a clean kind of just hull plating that you'll see kind of just on a lot of Union ships, a lot of the stuff you're seeing is shit that was just welded together, and it's got this sort of like flair to it where, yes, it's by choice, by design, it's meant to look intimidating.
Cool. I like it. I don't know, just the way that you were describing it, it reminded me of like one of the Nile ships.
Yeah, and that's what we're going with now.
So this is a considerably large ship.
Yes.
Okay. So this is like a spaceport. So it has, from where we are and what we can tell, it has like a landing zone. Like you can things can take off, obviously, since there's a fucking ship there. But okay. I'm almost wondering if we want to go get our frames before we approach that ship.
I was kind of
Question is, how big is the zone? Like, are we limited to just you and me getting our frames? Is everybody gonna be able to use their size 1s or lowers? What's going on here?
I was thinking, since earlier today we put in the work order for our frames and we had our Everest scrapped to make it go faster. Yeah. I think all of our frames should be done by now. So I think that maybe you go like
sounds like a GM decision.
Yeah, we'll have, if that's the case, we'll have, someone stay here to keep an eye on the ship while the others go load up your ship with frames. And then you fly it over there and just like fucking Titanfall our frames down from the ship.
Not going for the quiet option, huh? Solid strategy. I approve of this.
Or we could go quiet, and that can be plan B. We'll have
So
someone
who's
stage
going to
it.
be heading back to the ship for that stage?
Well, I
in
don't
case,
fly
in case you
ships.
get called in. Oh boy.
If we do that, it'd probably be best to leave Yuki here since she's the best at spotting.
And then, even crazier idea is I go and get
Mhm.
next. I go and get within, spitting distance of it as best as I can. And if it seems like it's gonna take off, maybe I'll just kind of get on, and
Hmm.
then you guys can just follow.
Hmm.
We've had worse ideas, right?
Painkiller.
Yep, they taste terrible.
Nice.
That's what I get for trying to experiment.
But yeah, the only reason I'm suggesting having our access to our frames, if it's possible, is if this is a warship, and if it's not Caspars alone, then there more than likely are going to be frames on that ship that are going to be used against us, right?
It's
So,
possible.
and if we have our frames, we might have the weaponry to disable the ship to keep it from escaping. Versus, because like if as we are right now, what we can do is just get on the ship and just see what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm open to ideas. This was just the first thing that popped into my head, but and it's a hack job of a plan.
I mean, that's what we're best at, though.
Yeah. Let's see here. Sneaky approach, or shit hits the fan. Only in the off chance that our mechs are actually ready.
Right. Is there a would there be a way that we could access like with our radio or comm links or whatever, contact the union services and see if our frames will be ready? Or are we too far underground and it's like static and scrambled by this point, and too far away from the? I don't know.
Definitely too far away to get like clear communication. But last time you guys went, they definitely said by the end of the day, your new frames would be ready. And so I will say, if someone wants to go and kind of just check on that, it won't be too long until your frames are ready. It's just a matter of having to go there, grab the frames, come back. That's a lot of time that's passing by.
Grab the frames, go take them to the ship, load the ship, take the ship out, fly around the station, then wait in for the like, oh shit, go.
Pick me up a smoothie.
Yeah, that'd be a big split the party moment,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Mm.
Rayman, what are you thinking? Would you just prefer to stay on foot and just approach?
Well, I mean, like, plus, I mean, what if the frames aren't done? I could be sitting there for like 2-3 hours while you guys are in a fucking fire fight.
That's true. But they did mention end of the day, and it is closer to the end of the day than the start of the day.
You really want your frame, don't you?
It's not that. I mean, sure, but that is not my driving reason. I just,
Yeah. You're wanting an ace in the hole kind of situation. I get it.
Yeah, I want to have like an escape route, right? Because let's think about it this way: what's our escape route if shit hits the fan if we approach right now?
The tram, which is just a sitting duck.
Yeah, it's nothing especially great.
All right. Okay.
I
Yep,
mean,
yep, okay. I'm sold. I'm sold. All
And
right.
I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just bringing up the facts. I'm
Yeah,
open to a discussion
it.
here. Like I'm not like this is this it's a tough call because if
Mhm.
we go back, that is a lot of time. That is a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing we don't know if this ship is even occupied. So if we leave it now, the amount of time that we're gone, if it is unoccupied as it stands right now, it could become reoccupied by the time that everything is in place, right? So that's a missed
Mhm.
opportunity in that sense. So there's an argument here. So like I'm it's so difficult to say. Maybe what we do. So it's a 30-minute tram ride.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe what
Just
we
to get back
do
to the
is we go and
surface.
scope it out and then make a more educated decision.
Sounds good.
Is everybody, excuse me, good with that? We go and scope out the ship, and before we make such a hefty decision about what to do next.
We should definitely go scope out the ship
Okay.
Yeah.
and kill
All right.
everyone inside of it.
More info,
I-
make an educated decision.
Yes. I also propose we take the tram just to save time, but I say we don't take the tram all the way to the dock because that's going to be loud and announce our presence, right? I feel like we should stop it some distance away and then approach on foot.
Wouldn't that also be suspicious, though?
Someone looking out the window. Nah, that tram stopped halfway over here.
Well, I don't know. So I don't know if like the tram opened and it's like a sliding doors that opens out to the space dock. Because if that's the case and we just ride that bitch right out there, like that's gonna be obvious. But if we can, stop the tram. I don't know how the tram is set up. If like I guess. Hang on. So are we looking? Maybe I'm just confused here. From where we're standing, is it just like the open tram hallway, and then we see the ship at the end of it?
So your guys' hallway currently is basically this long kind of just curving hallway that leads into some other offices of some SSP designation.
Gotcha.
Along this hallway, you'll have this large
Big
window
window.
that
Okay.
gives you this big view of space, and kind of just on this colony's hull is the tracks of the tram, or yeah, it's tracks. And those tracks lead into some sort of enclosed facility with a ship currently docked next to that facility.
Okay. So the tram is actually almost like in space. It's just on tracks in space, going along
Mhm.
the whole. Okay, all right. I understand now. I was not fully I think I was still under the impression that it was like an underground tunnel.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, so go scope it out, make a decision then. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, then fuck. All right. I guess we're just tramming it. Like,
Tramming it.
okay.
Plant A.
Kind of just you guys having this discussion, finally coming to a decision. Kind of just downpour, kind of just looks, kind of just at all of you, kind of just watching, listening, and turns back to the hallway you guys are currently in. So, are we not investigating the facility that Synth wants us to do?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We can do both. But one thing that this ship, Downpour, might not be here in like an hour. This facility is not going to get up and walk away.
Night, Yuki. Go find out about the ship. You guys are the sneaky ones. Venom, come with me.
Sneaky.
Hang on a second.
You got
I
something backwards there.
I think Venom and I
You're right.
should.
I'm
go-
actually the epitome of stealth.
They
Night
they
is
don't know
like-
what they can't see if they don't know what hit them.
Exactly.
Night reminds me, if Night were stealthy, it'd be like that one D&D meme where it's a charisma-based orc rogue that intimidates people into never looking at the rogue. I was never here.
That's true. Yeah, if they don't remember I was there, then what? I mean, it's like Batman, you know, like you just got a goon waking
Yeah,
up.
the
Like, "Oh, I don't know what
master-
happened.
The master of stealth through brute force.
Yeah.
Works, it works.
If you see me, no, you didn't. No,
All right,
Uh-uh.
all right, fine. As much as I hate splitting the party, we've got two goals here. Check out the ship. Check out on this sovereign simp thing.
Yeah.
So, Yuki, Venom, you guys are the sneaky ones. Night, let's check out something a little more, probably, hopefully not so brute force, but still.
To kind of be fair too on that, if there are people there, Knight would be a better fit to go with Yuki.
that is true,
True.
and I do want to go to the ship.
Fuck
For
it. All right,
growth
Night, you're with
motivation.
me. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was my original reasoning. Like that's his business.
Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right, Night, we'll do it, but you gotta promise to keep your head, right?
I'll keep my head. I don't know about the people in the ship, but you know, we'll see how that works out.
That's all I can ask.
okay. Never split the party, but that's what we're doing.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay. So you all are heading off for the tram espionage situation. Me and Venom are following Downpour towards the facility on the hallway.
Okay. Let's see.
Question: would our radio still work down here? Would we be able to talk to each other?
I mean, we only got a thin wall between us and space right now. I would imagine so for the moment.
For them, they're 100%. You guys will be able to communicate with each other unless there is some sort of
Jammer or something?
some sort of interference. Exposed space. Your communication is going to get a little hazy simply because there's nothing blocking the radiation. Basically.
Solar radiation and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, communication is there, just won't. You guys don't know if it's going to be clear or not.
Before we leave, really fast, Downpour.
It turns to you.
Do you have the capabilities of recognizing and scanning for life forms, or no?
He doesn't get like anything like a heat sensor or kind of just anything of that nature. I'll say he's able to see kind of just electrical discharges, which
Okay.
to an extent life forms do produce, but
more like machinery and
Yeah.
like infrastructure. Okay. So then I'll ask, from this distance, Downpour, does that ship look completely powered down, or are there systems online on that ship as we speak?
let's see.
Can you tell from this distance?
I will have him roll for that. He got a 3, so he doesn't.
Oh!
We'll say that he's able to detect a rather large source of energy, but he cannot differentiate that if he's looking at the colony or if it's from the ship, or maybe there's something on the ship that's producing this massive amount of energy. He's just not able to tell.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you, Downpour.
Gives you a
All right,
little
Knight,
salute.
we might be walking into some badness here. I say
That's
as I step onto the tram.
That's good. That's all fine, really.
All right. So
Ready, buddy?
I haven't been more ready ever now. Yep, let's go.
All right.
Kick off the tram.
Nice.
Brain says kill. Let's go.
All right. So you guys open the doors out into open space. You suffocate and die. The end.
I last for a couple minutes. I have a special something.
Yeah. All right. So again, tram ride is going to be a bit. So we're gonna let lab team go, and then we'll transition. So.
It's like the Expendables shit, man.
So we got lab team consisting of Rayman, Venom, and Downpour. You guys just waltzing further down this hallway, or
Taking it kind of
So-
slow, being a little cautious,
Yeah.
but also trying to look like we belong there.
okay?
And if it matters or not, I'd say Venom took the front. Yeah, and with Downpour in the middle.
So it's Venom, Downpour, Rainman.
Yep.
Okay. So, continuing down this hallway, you eventually do lose the window, giving you that view of space. And now and kind of just as you walk further and further, hallway gets more and more straight. And then you're kind of just you come across a rather large set of doors that do open automatically if you get close enough to it. If you guys, I'm assuming you're going to proceed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
May as well.
So, as you proceed, gonna go ahead and activate this.
Ooh. Theme
Ye-
show.
You are kind of just met with almost everything's still powered, but there's like this noticeable wear and tear about everything that, and with a lot of machinery and with like kind of just a lot of broken materials thrown about, it gives you this idea that it's in use, but also at the same time it's abandoned. And you are able to kind of just see, you see like the husks, the bodies, and kind of just the decay of various kind of just animals, kind of just in these kind of just cages, in these glass canisters.
Do the in front of the cages, do they have like computers or something, monitors or something?
Yeah, they do. It gives you like basic information, like kind of just life readings and all of that.
Okay.
Some of them are accessible, kind of able to give you a bit more information, like what is the creature and all that. But for the most part, actually, yeah, none of these creatures seem to appear. None of them appear to be alive at first glance.
Could I try to hack into the inaccessible stuff?
Trying to log in one of these terminals, it does ask for a passkey. But if you just want to hack into it, 100%, yeah.
Doesn't he have a
I
passkey?
still have. Yeah, I just thought of that. I do still have the manager's key.
Yep.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. So using that, you're given like full control over, we'll just call it a tank. And you're able to actually change the settings, like the humidity, the temperature, kind of just the biome, kind of just able to kind of just artificially create whatever necessary atmosphere is needed for this now dead creature to live.
I'm gonna let it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave that stuff alone.
Okay. Let's see. The hallway continues, but
Following along.
okay.
But what?
Eventually, it does end. This time,
Mhm.
door doesn't open automatically. It seems to be almost like an airlock style door, kind of just big, heavy metal. You're given a nice window to kind of just view the next room in, and it is same style, kind of. Everything seems to be kind of just in this almost half abandoned, half used kind of just state. And rather than a creature in a cage, you see almost this large insect-like husk standing, kind of just laid down in this large room.
I'm getting Resident Evil vibes.
Getting close to the door, you can hear kind of just the soft pitter-patter of someone or something walking.
Does it sound like it's through the door or in our section?
It's whatever's in this next room. It's coming from this room.
Mm. Gonna check over my weapons that I managed to stash away. Just like, all right, kind of, yeah. Don't like the sound of that. But that's the only way we got to go, isn't it?
Before the door opens, I would like to turn invisible.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you go first. Gonna post up on the other side of the door and just kind of wait for any sort of chaos.
You'll know the signal.
Shoot it! Shoot it!
Yeah, that's a good signal.
And, yeah, I turn invisible, and once Rain Man and Downpour post up, I'll open it up.
Okay. And we're doing all this stealthily.
Yeah,
As we can, yes.
All right. Both of you can just give a roll. Add your skill bonus if you believe it if you can finagle it into the situation. With you being invisible, Venom, you get a d6 to roll as well and add that. An accuracy, basically.
Mine's just gonna be a flat roll unless you count survive, which I don't think so.
Yeah, not in this situation, unfortunately.
All right, that's a flat d20.
Ooh, shit.
Thank
Ah,
Ooh.
crap.
Oh,
Let's see. Downpour's with you too, unless you tell him to stop.
He's posting up too.
All right. Oh, he got a 13.
Ooh.
All right.
Rain Man, Rain Man, Rain.
Yeah, I slam against the wall basically.
Gotcha. So,
The
door
door.
opens up. Again, you're greeted with that rather harsh, sterile white light. And you hear this pitter patter of steps making their way towards you. Along with it, you hear kind of just the whirring of kind of just servos, kind of just gears turning,
Mm.
and a voice kind of calls out into your guys' direction. Two of you passed, one of you failed, so as a group, you guys succeeded. So, I'm trying to think of what he would sound like.
Is anybody there?
sort of like that. Kind of just this very He's got a very arrogant voice, I'll say. And he kind of just calls out, I didn't have anything delivered. And I do not appreciate uninvited guests. As you watch as all you two are able to see it. It hasn't quite. It's looking in your general direction, but either it can't see you or it's not really focused on you guys. But it's very, very T-1000, kind of just this metallic skeleton. But imagine a bit thinner. So not like a kill machine, but more kind of just more spindly. Very bare bones skeleton. Made of metal. And as this thing approaches you, it begins showcasing a hologram, like almost as if like skin is growing on this metal skeleton. And you see kind of just this rather well-dressed man, kind of just long hair, but kind of just pulled into a kind of just bundled together. And
Oh, so it's that guy. Okay.
and he says, kind of just looks in your general direction. I'm a very busy man. So you either come into this room and bother me, or I'm just going to continue my business.
Doesn't seem outright hostile.
I'm gonna continue invisibly into the room.
Okay.
I'm going to stash away my weapons, and since he kind of called out, just kind of wander in there.
See, I am again, unless you guys say something, Downpour follows you.
Hmm.
So at the very least, he makes contact with you, Rain Man, and
Hmm.
kind of just not, and kind of just twists his head a little at Downpour, but his focus is maintained on you. Says, nice uniform, but you're obviously not a worker of mine.
That obvious, huh?
Well, I mean, the last employee I had was fired a few years ago now. So, kind of adds up.
Fair enough. Just gonna start shrugging off the jumpsuit. Who are you?
You come into my house uninvited, asking who I am.
Well, yes, it was just an abandoned facility and felt like exploring.
Can you roll for that for me?
I have charm.
Go right ahead.
Let's see, is that right?
Oh no!
Oh, that's tough, man. That's a 1.
I am not doing well. I am.
That's a
Oh,
Yikes.
yeah, man.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ! This went from okay to foobar in 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of just looks you up and down and okay, bud.
Okay, big guy. Okay, big guy.
And so you can tell me why you're really here, or you can just leave.
Just gonna. kind of looking at Downpour for a second, just kind of like reassurance, and then I'm just gonna look at the guy, and it's like, all right, you got me. We came to this facility, me and my robotic friend here, not making any mention of Venom,
Mm-hmm.
because, well, I'm kind of under a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm doing a favor in repayment for a certain somebody because they helped my friend here get himself a mobile body. They want us to find something in this facility and help them reconnect with it.
He he crosses his arms for a second, and kind of just for a sec, kind of just the hologram kind of just
Mhm.
gets all screwy, and you're able to see kind of just the metal skeleton
Skeleton
underneath. Yeah, but then kind of just it solidifies again. It says, "You're here for Sovereign."
No,
Probably not much else left down here, is there?
Fascinating. Kind of just there's soft smile to his face, kind of just, and it kind of just turns to Downpour, and that is your method of connection.
In a sense, yes. I don't totally understand it, but somehow my benefactor gave Downpour a body.
He's not really able to kind of just suppress that smile, and well, if all you want is to connect with it, I can show you the way. I would much rather have you follow me rather than stumbling about and maybe breaking something.
Very well.
He
And your, by the way, my name is Marcus. This is Downpour. You are?
he kind of just gives a soft bow, says, "I need my notes real quick. Carson, yep. I am Carson Mort. I am, or was to an extent. Well, was, am, however you want to say it. The lead researcher of this originally SSP, now SSC research facility. If you would give me a moment of time for me to save what I'm doing, I'll show you the way."
Not like we have many other pressing matters at the moment.
You watch as he seems to walk away from you, kind of just go to a terminal. The metal hands kind of just get all spiky and seem to condense into some sort of port like thing. Logs into the computer, and you watch as data seems to kind of being processed, being saved. This rather almost like the size of a horse or a cow. This insect husk. You watch as kind of just these tubes seem to be detaching themselves off of it and almost coalesce back into the ceiling. during this whole conversation, Venom, what were you doing?
Honestly, I'd say I was, getting close to him, keeping my gun aimed at him, what he was about.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Unless it does take a few minutes for kind of just for all the data to be saved. And unless there's any other things that you'd like to ask Carson or communicate with each other somehow, you guys will descend further into the facility.
I'm just gonna ask him. So, what were you doing there just now? What is that creature?
Let's see. Kind of turns his head to you for a second, goes back to his terminal and kind of just almost lackadaisically, he says, "Oh, it's an egregorian. Don't worry about it."
Wait a minute. Wasn't that mentioned earlier?
It was teased at the last session.
But I mean, I crit failed on that, so I wouldn't even recognize that.
It took you just a few minutes longer to kind of just grab the pieces together, but as a party, you all came to an understanding. But
Yeah. Okay. Just kind of look over to Downpour, kind of make a few weird hand motions, kind of emphasizing that towards more venom in the way, like trying to roughly say maybe check out that terminal once we leave the area, and just kind of all right, come on, let's go Downpour.
all right. So we'll say Downpour 100% had no idea what you were trying to say. By Venom, on the other hand, if you want to make an attempt of kind of just extracting or copying the data that was saved,
Absolutely.
okay.
Let's see it.
This one I will need to require a roll for.
Yep.
Oh boy.
13. Okay.
Hey.
Yep.
Oh, at least I'm not the one with bad rolls tonight.
So being right next to him, kind of just the entire time, gun pointed at his head, you were able to kind of just see what he was doing. And kind of just when he briefly walks away as the computer is shutting down, doing its final savings, you're able to kind of just sneak in real quick, copy some of the last bits of data, and before the logout process is complete. From what you gather, what you saw, and what you grabbed, he was extracting data from this dead, dormant egregorian, which all of you, with your, or I guess your Lancer characters would know, that these were the aliens that were wiped out by humanity. These were the aliens that died, and their crisis turning into almost this revolution that encapsulated all known space, turning Union from its rather dictatorship-like government to now it's more like democracy-like. There's a couple of the one word that seems to be repeated a lot is witness, and it's almost like a, rather than the verb or the action, it's a noun. It's the witness is something that this egregorian possessed or had access to, and that was what they were trying to grab. They were trying to grab whatever this witness concept it was, and as well as memories, almost like a. I'm trying to remember the bad guys from Assassin's Creed.
Templars.
Templars?
The Templars, but they had like the corporation.
Oh,
Estergo?
yeah, Abstergo, the Abstergo group.
Yes, a very similar process to that. He was, you don't quite understand the science behind it, Venom, but you do gather you saw the data, you saw what he was able to achieve. You have a portion of it extracted. He was in some form or fashion gathering memories from this creature, from its DNA.
Okay.
And
Sorry, I went to go walk Alana down.
Big Sid.
So if I,
So, as for what these memories feed into, I'll say that you didn't quite grab, or you didn't quite see. So, unless there's anything else you guys do, you follow this hologram of Carson further into this facility.
Sound good.
Tram team.
Tram
We got Knight and Yuki. The tram is coming up. It seems like you're going to this loading dock platform first, and then you're given full access to the docked warship. What's the plan for when those doors open?
Yeah, as the tram is like nearing the end of its tracks, Yuki is going to spend some time doing an equipment check, making sure that everything is where it should be, making sure that her gun is in working order. Doesn't want any mishaps.
I'm just gonna unsheath my executioner's great sword and rest it point on the ground, pommel in both hands, just waiting.
All right, Knight. Here's what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me visible or invisible?
Perfectly up to you.
Okay.
Both. I feel like we benefit more from you being invisible.
I think so too. So I think I'm going to start out invisible, but what? So we have to go to like a loading bay, and then it opens up to like the full.
Pretty much like a loading bay terminal thing. Almost like an airport gate or cruise terminal if you've ever been to one.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Knight. So what are we thinking? I think that we should gain access and get on board and just see what we can see.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
All right. We're just gonna wing it, I guess. Yeah.
Pretty much. I
How
just
can we
plan on
formulate?
opening. I plan to open the door to the ship and stand there. And
Yeah.
if there's people inside the ship, I will advance on them. And if not, I will advance into the ship regardless.
All right. Advance is the name of the game. Got it. I'll be with you every step of the way, invisible, providing support when needed.
Understood.
All right. I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay. Great. So, slowly, the tram comes to a stop. Doors come open. You are greeted with kind of just the rather soft, light, kind of just low power, kind of just mode of everything. And very similar situation to your first encounter. Doors opening. See kind of just these power loading, walking forklifts kind of just make their appearance. Scan the environment. They stare down at you, Knight, for the briefest of seconds. But again, no cargo detected. And you watch as rather than going into kind of just these recharge stations, kind of just parked right next door, they actually walk towards the ship currently in dock.
Let's follow him.
All right. So, following into the ship, Knight, are you going to be stealthy about this? Or
No.
No? Okay. Yuki, I imagine you are going to be stealthy about
Yes,
this.
I'm trying. I am being stealthy.
All right. From you, I want a roll. Being invisible gives you an accuracy.
Okay. $29.
Wow.
Woo!
I was one off from max roll.
Yep. Only need to beat a 10, but went above and beyond.
I almost tripled it.
So,
You could be
unseen,
tapping somebody on the
un-
shoulder and they wouldn't notice. Sorry.
yeah, unseen, unheard. Hey, maybe even Knight doesn't know that you're there.
Yeah, probably not.
And
I have ditched you, my guy.
following them into the ship, they seem to be going into the ship's kind of just cargo and hangar that it possesses. And you watch as these walking forklifts seem to. There's now dozens of them all working inside this hangar. You watch as they seem to be moving boxes, taking parts out of these boxes, and you can see kind of just docked in this hangar of this warship's hangar are mech frames. You watch as they are removing kind of just the haphazard, kind of just hastily assembled construction pieces, and replacing it with rather nice but like labeling peeled off SSC gear. No life form in sight. The only other thing moving about other than these walking forklifts is this rather metallic skeleton like creature that seems to be monitoring this whole scene. Just moving head back and forth. Back and forth. No
Does it
orders.
look like a... Go ahead.
Not giving any orders, just maintaining watch, basically. Maintaining supervision of all the work that is being done.
So does it look like it is a sentry almost of sorts?
A sentry, or maybe just a silent supervisor.
Okay. I will go over and I will try to hack it and disable it.
Okay. Gonna need a roll for that. I'll say being invisible. Your actions will not be resisted. They don't notice you, so I'll give you an accuracy.
21.
Let's see. So you're not able to fully disable it.
Okay.
Kind of just it's not as easy as the Roombas. You don't see a nice power off button.
Right.
But what you are able to do is basically disable its senses.
Sure.
It maintains its routine of going back and forth, doing like a very brief patrol around the room, but it can no longer hear, it can no longer see.
Perfect. I'll go back over and follow in line with Knight.
Knight kind of just how do you want to proceed? Are you going further into the ship? How are you leading this party?
Can I recognize any of the mech suits from the space combat we had?
There I want you to roll.
Well, could I use read a situation, look for subtext, motives, or threats in a situation?
Sure.
Yay. Oh,
Okay. So very much you know the three Dead Kings. You know kind of just how they work, kind of just what they use. This is obviously it, but you don't see any sort of wear and tear among the parts, among the half assembled mechs. You don't see any wear and tear that seems to suggest that these are the ones that you fought.
okay. Mm, I want to try it. You do not have to let me do this, but I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
I want to try to identify if anyone's been in the ship recently. So I want to see if I could smell maybe someone cooking some food recently. see if any familiar sense of ship life and ship cooking, and I'd be like, there people were recently here on the ship and made a meal.
All right. I'll allow it, but it's not going to be the 10 DC.
Okay.
It is purely going to be how high you roll.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right. So glancing about, kind of just giving the air a sniff, kind of just trying to see if you can recognize any of the seasonings or scents that someone might use. There's this like very soft scent of maybe like a very salty kind of just
Mm,
like smell. Gives you almost the idea that maybe someone had like an instant noodle like contraption
okay.
or kind of meal. So it doesn't smell good, and you've obviously had better. You've made better, but
Regardless, I think that's the direction that I want to head.
okay. So following that scent would lead you into kind of just the crew quarters, mess deck, and further than that, engineering. So
Sure. Yeah, that sounds like a good place to start. And then, I mean, yeah, I guess I just head that way.
all right, Yuki, do you follow Knight?
Yes.
Okay. So walking together, and we'll say both of you are able to hear kind of just getting closer and closer to this mess deck and kind of just the rest of the ship. You heard the murmur of voices.
I will Upon hearing the voices, I will tap Knight on the shoulder.
Okay, I'll stop.
I will whisper, I know you don't like moving quietly, but keeping the element of surprise is in our best interest.
Is the door that the voices are coming from, or is it a open entryway, or is there a door there?
You guys are currently in an open hallway, and these voices, they're almost echoey, so you're not quite sure of how far away they're coming from, but you do not see the door that perhaps they're behind. But
I will proceed to the best of my ability. I will proceed stealthily.
okay,
Bless you.
from
Thank
you, I want to roll Knight.
That's just a flat d20 for me. Big.
15. All right.
Let's go.
So
Like a mouse.
exactly. So both of you proceeding forward, taking a very stealthy approach. There's now kind of just getting a better gauge, kind of just how things are laid about. There's definitely more than one voice. There is kind of just the murmur and ambience of maybe a dozen conversations coming from the mess deck, and
It's a lot of conversations.
there's like a handful of voices that you can hear coming from going down into the engineering and engines.
Hold on, this song doesn't fit the vibe.
You don't think so?
Neither does this. Now we're on. Let's the whole. I'm just gonna restart the frickin' Citizen Sleeper soundtrack.
We might need to put on the John Wick club theme here pretty soon.
Already it up. Hold on. Where's my raid playlist? There it is.
Yeah. we might be fighting our way out of this one night.
So, just to Sorry, my cat's doing weird things. Just to recap. So, are we hearing voices from one or two rooms? Sorry.
At this point, there's like three directions you guys can go.
Okay.
Staying along this hallway leads you into the rest of the crew quarters, mess deck. That is where you're hearing the most amount of noise.
Okay.
Let's see. They're almost angling down and deeper into the ship. You get the idea that there's maybe a handful of voices talking and conducting work on machinery of some kind. And then there's a path up that you can now access, leading into maybe the bridge or command center of the ship. And from there, you're actually not hearing anything.
Tough calls. We should probably go to the
I
room.
know what I
that
would do
have-
in that situation.
Go to the room that has maybe less voices. I don't know what we're gonna find on the bridge. I mean, there might be one person there. We could start with the bridge and then work our way towards the engineering and then mess.
Are you thinking this to yourself, or is this a stage whisper to me?
This is a stage whisper to you.
Okay. So there's a couple schools of thought, right? If we could go to I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I imagine if we go to engineering, we could probably fuck up something on this ship, right?
We also might be able to find an engineer.
That's also very true.
Yeah, we have ways of convincing people to tell us things.
That is true. I can be very persuasive. But if we go to the bridge, whatever we're looking for, which I don't even know what we're looking for, but we'll
Yeah.
more than likely find it on the bridge.
What are we looking for?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, I remember now. Perhaps where their base of operations is.
I guess there would be information probably on the bridge.
They might have some coordinate.
Let's start with the bridge.
Okay. All right.
So-
well, we're gonna sneak up to the bridge.
Bridge is your final answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Maintaining your stealth, you guys go and make your way into the bridge.
Oh, I forgot to freaking reset the shuffle.
And then from there, scene transition.
Oh, that's perfect, 'cause Alana just got here and I want to make sure she gets up to my apartment safe. So I'll be right back.
Lab team. So,
17?
you guys are following this android like thing deeper into this facility. Moving deeper, kind of just it gets less and less. It gives off less and less of this like abandoned look, and you see kind of just a number of these skeletal-like androids moving about. None of them turn into your direction. Each one of them seems to be very similar situation to kind of just what you guys first saw, kind of just these tank, kind of just sealed canisters. Each one seems to be operating on its board, but you're not seeing any creatures inside of these tanks. There doesn't appear to be anything inside of these tanks.
Carson, are like these robots working on nothing right now, or are you not privy to share that?
Kind of just he turns to you and says, "Is this just passing into curiosity, or is this an interrogation of my work?"
This is pure curiosity on my part. It seems like they're working on nothing right now. Surely that's not the case.
Yeah. Kind of just gives it like a very mocking gesture and says, "Oh, they're working on something very important, something that maybe might not understand. Let's just focus on the task that you came in uninvited to do."
All right, sure.
Are you wanting to
Gonna
take?
softly, gonna quickly stick my hand behind my back and make a finger pointing gesture.
Sure, yeah.
Ugh.
So,
But I'll just keep following him along.
okay. And we'll say, Venom, have you still positioned yourself like next to him this entire time, or kind of just how exactly are you moving about here?
I would say that I'm probably like closer to Rain Man, maybe even behind him.
Okay.
I don't know where he's at in orientation to the other guy, but
Well, Carson is in front, and you guys are following him to wherever your destination is. You're
right, I didn't know like they were walking side by side or something. But
She got a Taco Bell.
Wow.
I'm definitely behind the group either way.
Yeah. Okay. Carson 100% is not walking side by side with you guys. He's very much school teacher trying to guide children mode. And eventually, this hallway, or I guess it's more like a large room than a hallway, a rather large, long room. But eventually, again, another stop. You watch as the hologram on the hand seems to dissipate. The metal skeleton hand, fully in view, seems to plug itself into the door. You hear kind of just clink and clink, trying to unlock it, and then it does. Door slides open. And inside this room, you see kind of just another tank. A rather large tank glass cage. Easily 6 other skeletons working on terminals in this room. And there is this black metallic obelisk within this tank, within this cage.
Oh God, it's the marker.
Unfortunately not, or I guess fortunately not. Rayman, you immediately recognize it as a proper casket.
Okay, okay.
And kind of just take.
Gonna equip up. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say that there is some very noticeable wear and tear on it, like score, kind of just burn marks, kind of just blown off plating, but the rest of the room that this casket is in is pristine. Like, there's nothing in there
Okay.
that seems to suggest like tools or or torture of some kind, some destructive tools.
So
Right?
it seems like the casket was placed in this room.
Almost, yeah.
Okay. I take it that's sovereign.
Kind of just finally, Carson turns around and acknowledges you. Yes, that is sovereign. I am. Is this when you attempt your connection?
Sure. I'll just kind of look at Downpour. Think there's a port you can find, buddy?
Kind of just turns to you. Okay. Downpour kind of just turns to you, Rayman, and kind of just, do you still have that mini one of that thing?
Patting myself down. Yeah, right here. It's a little cooked, but yeah.
Can I see it real quick?
Yeah, pass it off to Downpour.
Okay. You watch as Downpour seems to plug himself into the somewhat damaged but still working kind of just mini casket. And then you watch as the soft, or I guess the off light now turning on, turning green, a nice steady green, giving you that whatever entity, however this NHP is made up, is now inside the casket. And the droid seems to give you back the box and says, "Thank you, Lancer."
Wait.
And
So Downpour's in here?
safe and sound.
Okay. We'll gently pocket the mini casket. Oh no.
Yeah. And the service droid that basically followed you around, had Downpour in him and all that, turns to you all and says, "Well, your job here is done. Thank you again." And you watch as this droid kind of just no one turning to stop it. None of the skeletal robots leave their terminals. Carson does not stop this service droid at all. In fact, he's watching it very intently. Venom, Rainman, do you do anything?
No, it doesn't seem like there was any foul play here. But there's
Oh.
a air of cautiousness.
Yeah.
Like this is something big going on.
Okay.
I mean, I still have my gun at the ready and just kind of keep an eye on the Carson and the droid now.
All right.
Ooh.
So, service droid, again, looks like a B1 battle droid type of thing, enters into this glass cage. We'll say you watch as the second it enters the room, it collapses. Where it once stood, there are now two entities. One looks almost like a police officer. Kind of just rather like a day away from retirement type of police officer. Kind of just very rough, very gray. But the eyes very young, very eager, very excited. The other entity almost looks like very like Aphrodite, kind of just very like Greek, kind of just Roman toga, kind of just very elegant, kind of just flowing hair. Very much looks to be like a person you would see like a famous artist paint.
Okay.
They both stare at each other. They both stare back at you. Again, excitement in their eyes. And they run towards the casket. Rayman and Venom, can I have you guys roll for me?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Boy. What? D20?
Just a flat D20.
Oh, thank God.
Wait, cancel that. No. Dang it. 1.
All right. You both recognize these entities. Security guard, you had the briefest of glimpses at them. When you originally met Simp, they single identity but multiple personalities. You really only talked to Service, but Service had this very like grand wizard type of appearance. These two, the police officer looks like security. Security instigates malicious problems. The maiden looks like sanctuary. Sanctuary inside Maiden Palace.
We ever found that one?
They were all present, but again, the only one who was willing to talk with you was Service, and to an extent,
Silence.
Silence, yeah. Then there was and Solitude.
Solitude, yeah. He was, yeah.
Let's see, and this is part of this role as well. You remember that these two were looking at you rather displeasurely.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Did we get juked?
So, and this is part of this role as well. The second they touch the casket, everything goes white. For the
Oh boy.
briefest of moments, you are no longer in the station. You are no longer, you have no sight of each other. Both of you seem to be in your own space.
Purgatory. Great.
This white space is suddenly filled with heat, with voices, with screams of pain. You can smell the burning of flesh, the burning of trees. You hear you don't recognize it at first, but then you hear kind of just the metallic thrum and motion of a mech. As soon as you had that vision, you leave this white space. And the scenery has changed. The black,
Oh boy.
the casket is gone. The glass cage tank that it was in, destroyed. Every skeletal body thrown about and ripped apart all over the room. The terminals looks as if they have overloaded and exploded. You see you see what remains of the Carson android that led you down here.
Mm-hmm.
And as if kind of just matching the scenario, he portrays himself as wounded, as bloodied, as torn apart. But he's just a hologram, so
Mm.
kind of just seems to be missing an arm. Kind of just the rest of his metallic parts seem busted. And there's this it's very cold in this room now. Yeah. He turns to you, both of you, guys. Venom, whatever just happened, you had to
Blew
submit.
apart your stealth.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I figured.
says, kind of just turns to you and says, very, very fascinating. Kind of just has.
Did we just see the creation of another Raw?
Not. Are you asking Carson that, or are you asking Yet or DM that?
I'm just saying that in general. Like
Okay.
we all probably know the history of that. It's like, yeah, it's like, did we just create another god?
Sort of. Not really.
And unshackled NHP.
I think
So.
we fucked.
So Carson seems to turn to you all and says, well, my life's work completely gone now. But we have recreated something spectacular. It
Yeah, sure, witnessing the creation of a demigod.
kind of just, as if mockingly, kind of just looking at a watch and says, well, I need to go. With this going on now, I have some timetables I need to accelerate. So, I bid you adieu. And I probably won't ever see you again.
Surely this will not impact maybe the universe ending. You know, that thing we were supposed to stop.
Only time will tell. I also say that as my answer to Carson.
Well, if you aren't very quick about it, you're probably going to die on the station. And Carson, or whatever entity was inside this robot, is gone. It completely collapses.
That's ominous.
Go team.
Venom, do you think that might have compromised the station?
Yeah, I think we fucked up. 100%.
Oh, that is going to be a lot of blood on our hands.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
let's go ahead.
Rayman and Venom, both of you kind of just getting clear of your surroundings. You're actually able to see a hole in the cage where this casket was.
All right. Do you need more light?
But it has descended, or I guess ascended up and into the colony. It is basically where you gathered, where it was heading.
Great.
How do you want to proceed?
Not knowing that Knight and Yuki are currently sneaking, I think Venom would try to radio
them.
At least try.
Okay. What is the message that you send?
We may have fucked up. The storm takes off.
Yeah. Problem.
Okay.
We've got potentially trouble. We may have made a god.
Hmm.
It seems like the AIs rejoined back with Sovereign, and they are gone.
Okay. Can I get
It
you?
looks like they went up into the station. Sorry, go ahead.
Right.
Can you roll for me? This is good. This is gonna be a flat roll, nothing added.
God damn it.
Oh,
Ah.
So your full message does not go through. They get bits and pieces. The most that you get, Knight and Yuki, are 4 words. Fucked up, made God.
the most important 4.
Are we about? Are we? Is this before or after we have gotten into the bridge?
This is, you are at the door that leads into the bridge when you get that message.
Did we feel any shift at all from this massive event that happened? Was there any, even just maybe lights flickering or anything?
There was lights flickering, and actually no. Scratch all that.
Scratching.
Yeah, I want to do bridge scene first.
Okay.
That all right with everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So God hasn't been made yet. We're walking into the bridge.
You got-
Enter scene.
yeah, you are walking into the bridge.
Understood. I'm just walking in.
All right.
Alright.
I mean stealthily because I had some stealth going on, but I am just walking in.
So
I
walking
stealthily barge into the room.
exactly.
Yeah.
Walking into the bridge. No one is there to greet you. No one is there to point a gun at you.
Like when Kramer enters a room but on mute.
There appears to be, it's very Star Trekky. There's a captain's chair in the middle of the bridge, pilot, co-pilot out in front, with various other desks and terminals on the periphery along the walls.
Are there any other entrances aside from the one we came to?
So coming into this room, you basically came in from like the left door. There's like a right entrance as well, but it leads into kind of just where you came from. It's just another pathway across for the ship.
Well, what Knight would do is post up in a place where he feels as though he can make a quick dash to either entrance, kind of just ready up his sword over his shoulder, and then I'd say to Yuki and be like, all right, try slicing some information out of these terminals and I'll keep watch.
You got it. And I will try to do just that.
Give me a roll.
Yeah, I'm looking for coordinates, places of interest, persons of interest, just general gang activity information. Oop. Unfortunate.
Dang.
It's at this point that the lights begin to flicker. Because, Yuki, you're a pretty skilled hacker. Something must have interrupted you in your hack that forced you to not get the information you wanted.
Right.
So that is when lights begin to flicker. The terminal turns off. And then everything comes back on.
Did you do that?
I did not do that.
Mm.
I'll look out and around from like the like whatever windows are in the bridge, and do I see anything going on?
looking out the bridge. You kind of just above you is the whole of the colony. You don't see any sort of anything outside at an immediate glance. There's like the briefest glimpse of something moving. Kind of just
Can I try to roll a spot to make out what it was?
yeah, go ahead.
Big.
It is the trolley. Going back into the colony.
Night.
Mm-hmm.
The tram just left.
That's a long walk. Do you know how to fly a ship?
I can fly a mech. Alright.
Do I hear any commotion from the downstairs rooms? Did it seem like the crew has seen the flickers and decided to investigate, mayhaps? Any sort of commotion, like, hey, let's go check this out type of beat?
So rather than like words of caution or orders to investigate, you don't hear any of that.
Hmm.
Instead, you hear almost like drunken singing
Ah.
coming, at the very least, coming from the mess deck, and it is pretty loud to make that echoing sound come all the way into the bridge.
They're
Check
just
your
going
echoing.
full send on it.
Pretty much, they
Okay.
they
You
do
are
not
echoing,
notice.
Jack.
Huh?
You're echoing a little
You're
bit. Jack.
echoing.
Oh. God dang it.
You fool.
Might have helped. Might not. We'll see.
Test, test, test.
Testing.
Ah, we should be good.
Yep. So you're hearing drunken singing. They do not notice at all that the flights turned off and came back on.
Well, I think we're still here undetected. So if there's any more information gathering we want to do, I don't know what that was, but I think we're clear.
Could I try again?
Yeah, go ahead.
This power surge messed me up. I'm gonna try my hand at getting in again.
There you go.
There we go.
So trying again, power surge seemed to kind of just reset stuff. So unfortunately, whatever they had open, or kind of just they didn't save. Instead, you're getting access to some of their older kind of just documents and plans. The most recent kind of just text, dialogue, or kind of just map of any kind shows their operations in the long room, and just a section of space that's basically the wild west. Let's see.
No recent activity.
It is very recent, kind of just within the past 10-15 years ish, as far as since they've canceled those operations and came into here. And you kind of just see a list of planets being listed, with one of them having some sort of additional document attached.
I'll go and check that one out.
Okay.
Fucked up. Killed God.
as you are looking through kind of just the information and kind of just gathering what you can, you do hear "fucked up made God" coming on your radios.
Killed God or created God?
Yeah, that was my mistake. Made God.
Night, check in with them. I'm on to something here.
Okay. My radio back. I'm like, who fucked the God?
So the text file, or at least the folder, is called Brittle Hearth.
Riddle Hearth.
Yep. Or Hearth, or kind of just however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
And it talks about a deal being made.
Okay.
It is some sort of not like a formal contract, but it does portray the ideals that a deal was made on this planet that moved the three dead kings to this system. Someone paid a lot of money to get the three dead kings into Balgun and enticing them to do it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll download all the information I can get.
Okay.
Night, did you get anything back?
Have I got anything back?
What did you say to them?
Who fucked the God?
Can you roll for me?
Fuck God.
This is some seriously strong solar radiation right now.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, so that's the message that Team Lad gets.
Fuck God.
Yep.
Well, I guess it'd be more like, fuck God?
Exactly. Like, very obviously broken, but those two words come out very clearly.
Oh boy. Is this back to
Uh,
lab team?
Um,
Or is it still a tram team?
we are going back to lab team, but last thing I'm going to say for, I guess now, warship team is eventually the singing does quiet down and someone of authority does seem to be giving out orders.
All right.
I
Okay.
want you guys come up with a plan while you think about that. We're back to lab team now.
That's the plan.
Lab team, you are
Alright.
in this completely destroyed kind of just, I'll just call it like a command room.
Mhm.
Large ass hole going directly into the colony. And I mean, but the way you came seems to be fine.
Quick little look around the room, see if there's anything of note, but it's probably all just destroyed stuff. Just I'm looking to more get out of here, but if there's anything interesting, I'll grab it on the way out.
Um, the android that Carson was inhabiting seems to be the least damaged. Whether it's because it's made of sturdier stuff, or maybe Carson took in an effort to defend himself, you don't quite know. It maybe something can be salvaged from it, but that would have to depend on a roll. Or if you just want to grab the body and run, you can do that too.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the body and run. I've got other ideas for that.
Okay. All right. I'm guessing. Oh, what were you gonna do, Venom?
Oh, I was just gonna ask Rayman. I guess this would be before Knight responds back or whenever, but ask him if we should try to regroup with them or go up the fucking hole or try to go back up.
I'd say rather go back up because they haven't told us anything, but I don't know. Like, what do you think? Actually, no. They're going to the warship. We don't know if there's anything there. There might be people still on the ship. We should probably go check in on them. Besides, worst comes to worst, we could just fly the ship back to the hangar, get back around the fast way.
Fair enough. After he says that, I'm gonna try to tap the radio and tell him we're gonna try to regroup with them.
Okay.
And assuming on these fucking rolls, all they get is regroup.
If that's
Yeah.
what you want to be,
Let's find out this.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, may as well.
All right, yeah. So I'm just gonna fireman carrying that broken robot.
Okay. And you guys are coming out the way you came.
Yes.
Okay. The scenery completely unchanged. Like you still see the robots working on terminals, working on kind of just these empty tanks. Except some things have changed. The tanks still empty, but frost seems to completely encapsulate. Like it is now filled with ice.
Huh.
Probably go to one of the terminals and try to check that out.
Okay. Each one of these terminals is being operated by a droid. By again another one of these metallic skeletons. And rather than kind of just doing some meaningless tasks of kind of just checking data and just copying over information, they're just typing words. One closest to you, Venom, that you go to inspect, is simply typing "stop the fire."
Stop the fire.
Oh, that is ominous.
It is saying that in all caps, typing that out over and over and over again.
Could I get a repeat on what it's typing? Sorry.
Stop the fire.
All caps.
Yep. Another one, if you continue to look about, is typing out "death to our world," "death to the invaders." Again,
I'll look at Rayman and say we definitely fucked up. 100%.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably at least an 8.
another one says, "I am fractured. I am rebuilt. I am fractured. I am rebuilt." And
Oh boy.
the fourth phrase that is being typed over and over and over again is "salvation is my purpose."
That's definitely
boy.
not good.
We fucked up.
We need to double time it to him.
Yeah. Just booking it down the hallway now, back to the tram.
All right. No one tries to stop you. These droids seem to be broken or possessed or kind of just completely lost all form of will that they might have had. Returning the way you came. Again, you come back into that room with kind of just the husk like insect, or the cow-sized insect that's a husk now. And strangely, there is kind of just this teal colored, almost like a jewel on its face. And just kind of just where where its forehead might be, that is now aglow with a soft light.
That wasn't like that before, wasn't it?
It definitely was not.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
Do you think we just need to shoot and ask questions later?
Uh, I'm gonna set down the robot body and then get a closer look.
At this jewel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's still in a glass container though, isn't it? Like no way to get in.
The husk was completely exposed. It was not in a container of any kind.
Oh.
The
Okay, I'm probably gonna make a stupid idea here. I'm going to touch the jewel.
Okay. Can you roll for me?
Oh boy. D20.
Yeah, just a flat D20.
Ooh.
Okay.
How can we make anything worse?
Rain Man.
Yes.
Vision turns white. You are in a very familiar space. One that you just happened to come out of. But
Okay.
the white slowly starts getting replaced with color, with objects. A memory, not yours, is now forming in your head. You find yourself in a forest. You are surrounded with more of these moth-like entities. You recognize them as your friends, your family. Each one of you
Okay.
is preparing for battle. You watch as you yourself are putting on some kind of armor. You are assisting these rhinoceros-sized moths, helping them equipped with armor and weapons and blades. And then you hear the crack and breaking of wood. You smell the burning of leaves and flesh. The scene transitions to this violent display of your friends, your families being burned and desecrated by these strange metallic beasts that are marching through your forest, and nothing you can really do to stop them. You, surprisingly though, you manage to grapple with one of these things. Either you found like a break in its joint, or maybe a nook that you are able to grab a hold of, but you are able to, with great ferocity, tear this metal apart. You are greeted by breaking open the shell, you are greeted by the shocked and terrified face of this hairless creature. It is the first alien you have ever seen in your life. It has came to your world to destroy it, so you destroy the creature. You crush it and rip it apart. And the vision fades. The memory fades.
Oh, Jesus. Kind of holding my head a little. Oh, that's gonna be one hell of a hangover. Is the jewel still glowing?
It is less vibrant, but yes.
All right. Gonna be pulling out a small knife as I try to pry the gem out as I'm talking to Rain Man. Sorry, to Venom.
Okay.
I just saw the memories of this thing. I was it.
So
Watched it
noted.
kill a guy.
Touch them things.
Yeah.
Cat.
Am I gonna have to make a roll to be able to pry the gem out?
Yes. Okay. So you go to kind of just pry it out, and
Mm-hmm.
you realize that it is much larger than what is. It's very iceberg like. You are like only seeing like the tip of it.
Oh, Jesus.
And as you're pulling it out, like what you first thought was
Mm-hmm.
maybe like
Like
s-
a fist or something.
like like a quarter size or like a $50 kind of just large, but nothing too great. But you begin to pull it out, and it's like in your hands, it's like the size of a football.
Jesus. All right. Oh, luckily I've got pockets on this thing.
Carrying a half a symbol droid, carrying a gem-sized football. What else can you carry?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of struggling here. Like droid on the shoulder, just quarterback carrying a crystal football.
Mhm.
Venom, can you take this robot?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I want to put downpour in this thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, we're still continuing to book it back to the tram now.
Yep. And warship team has definitely received your message of regrouping by this point.
Gotcha.
And we'll actually transition to warship team because, again, nothing is stopping you, lab team. Just surprisingly, when you get there, the tram seems to be already there.
Well, that's convenient.
Yep. So, warship team, what's the plan?
Alexa, play John Wick, the fucking the club theme.
I'm hopping in the
After-
pilot seat.
After receiving that message, I'm gonna try to send a message back that says, "We're taking the ship."
All right. So,
Kick the music, Jack. Let's do this shit.
Hold on. It's in here. It's in here. There it is. There we go.
I'm hopping in the pilot seat.
of the warship.
Night. Yes.
Okay.
Guard the doors.
Are the doors electronic?
Yes. Both doors are electronic.
Ooh.
Are they closed at the
What are you
moment?
gonna try to do?
They are currently closed.
I'm gonna run up and slam my great sword on the controls.
Oh, what?
All right. It's a.
Yeah.
If Star Wars has taught me one thing, it's either going to keep that door locked or keep it open.
Exactly. And I'm sure you can roll to decide that.
All right. Which door are you going for first?
I'm only gonna do one of the doors. I'm the door we came through. I want to leave, in working condition. The door that we did not come through, I'm gonna slam the controls on that door.
That is for all intents and purposes the right side door.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, it's door controls. You can easily slash that. You can break
Yeah.
it. This is just going to be a roll if it's locked or not. Evens or odds, Jack?
Odds.
Odds it's closed.
Odds is
Oh.
closed.
All right. Natural 20.
Oh.
It's open.
Well, can't win them all. The door opens. All right, I'm running to the other door.
All right, I'm
Just slam on the door. It opens. Shit. Run to the other door.
Knight, what the fuck are you doing?
Don't worry. You focus on you. I'll focus on me.
All right.
From the pilot's seat, can I shoot at the door easily?
You do have to turn a bit, but yeah.
All right.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep my pistol in my lap. And then I'm taking off.
All right, I'm gonna do. All right, here's what I'm gonna do, because I assume we are going to be receiving company from one of the doors. I know this doesn't do a whole lot, and it's mainly just flavor, but who knows? I might be able to use it. But we're gonna juice up. It's about time I finally use these
The stem.
the
Ooh.
stems. So we're gonna juice.
Juice occasionally provokes rage in some users. Okay. What does a rage knight look like?
Rage Knight? I mean, he's already good. He's a knight. I think, while he does struggle with some things, he's a contained guy. He's a soldier at the end of the day. He's on the 3 Dead King ship. 1 Dead King is already dead. There's some other information he's not privy to yet, but that'd probably make him pretty mad as well. So it's just really Enraged Knight is more of just like, it's just
It's like Bruce Banner but green.
yeah. Wait, what's that one shirt?
He's always angry.
Wait. No, that's not the right shirt. Well, there's a shirt that says "I'm just here for the violence." That's basically what Knight becomes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Well, juice only occasionally provokes rage, so
Right, we don't know, but if he's mad, he's killing.
yeah. So you're juiced up. You're heightened. Your senses are heightened. You are.
And I'm trying to pay attention where if people are coming towards the bridge, which entryway.
Okay.
They're coming to.
Yeah. So, Yuki, you're taking control of the ship.
Yes.
Just blasting out of there. What's the plan?
So like the cargo bay of the ship was open, right? Like the bottom. So we just like walked right in.
Yeah, so how I'm imagining it is there was a cargo kind of just loading area, and then you had umbilicals kind of just connecting the cargo to the warship, and that's how things were being transported in and out.
Okay.
So
Hold on, wait one moment. We're in the control room. Can we lock down some doors, maybe, of the crew cabins or anything?
you can certainly try.
As say to Yuki.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll start pressing buttons that do that. Maybe if I can find them.
Okay.
If only you had a starship pilot there.
If only.
That's not me.
Let's see.
I grew up hunting big fucking animals.
I'm sure we won't be able to contain everybody, but maybe we can contain a few.
Is this a spot angle or a hacker fix angle?
So I'm actually going to roll something.
Okay.
Okay. So you are at basically the pilot's terminal. Everything uses kind of just common English. You're able to read everything. It is not too difficult to close the doors.
Gotcha.
However, with that surge that went through the ship, there are some doors that are unresponsive. Like either you lost control over, or maybe they had no control over to begin with.
Okay.
The only place you really weren't able to lock off was engineering leading into the hangar.
Okay.
That was the only route, kind of just about the ship, that you were not able to disable.
Then yeah, I'm gonna close and lock down every single door that I can.
Okay. So, oh, and then obviously the door that lost its control in the bridge that has now stayed open.
That's good. We need an exit.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off in the ship, and I think I'm going to head back over to where the tram, like where the hallway where we split up. Go pick up the boys.
We're in a small frigate.
Yeah, you're in a warship. It's not gonna.
You can't just like scoot over there. All right. Well, then where the fuck am I going? Knight, where are we going?
To our ship.
Oh,
I don't know.
geez.
To Trunks security woman, Rayman's girlfriend. I'm sure she'd love a 3 dead king ship on her lawn.
Can you call her?
Can I call her?
Yeah.
Can I try to call her?
You're not the one that has a personal number.
Yeah, Raymond, did you ever share that with anyone?
I did
Okay.
not.
Okay, then
Yeah. Can I call just Trunk security? Generally.
sure,
911.
sure.
All right. So I'm juiced up. So I'm able to type in this number really fast. Now hold on. I need to pull up some notes real quick. I think are going to be prevalent for this phone call.
I'm gonna
Okay.
start heading that way.
All right.
So yeah, I'm so who picks up? Just some sort of I'm sure receptionist lady.
Yeah, so you are given an automated message like, "Thank you for calling Trunk Security. If you need protection for your cargo, press 1. If you have an issue with IPSN hardware, press 2." And you are given kind of just this long list of kind of just press 3, press 4, press 5. It even gets into the double digits on some of them. It's not until you hear the press 23 if you want to get in touch with someone specific from Trunk Security Office.
I'd immediately press 23. I've got a hand on the ear. I've got sword over my shoulder in one hand. I'm like stanced up in front of the open door.
Please say their name clearly.
Seda Oda.
Now calling Seda Oda. It repeats your voice back at you.
Hey, I might have gotten her. I'll yell back to you.
Good job, guys.
It's like the Jetsons.
So, as you're trying to get in touch with somebody, Yuki, you're kind of just blazing through at the moment, kind of just trying to get back into what, the main spaceport where your ship came out of.
Maybe
right,
I won't
where-
go in there yet until we have confirmation that they
Maybe-
know we're
Maybe we get
coming.
off the ground enough to where the crew inside would not think about jumping out of the ship.
Into space?
I'm just hovering.
Yeah, I'll just have it in ready flight position. I'm taking off. So like we're airborne, but I'm just like, if I need to move, I'll just do like laps and circles. If I can just hover it, then I'll hover it. You know,
Okay.
I was keeping it stationary.
Do we have
at a
VTOL
moment's
capabilities?
So, you're flying. You're doing kind of just some loop-de-loops, kind of just staying within the vicinity, but definitely away now from your dock.
Jack, you're echoing a little bit.
Okay, sorry.
You see kind of just, as you're kind of just turning for a loop, you see like the briefest glimpse of a ship passing by. A fair distance away, but movement in space, it's not too hard to see.
Can I roll a spot to see what it is?
Sure.
Big.
14.
It's a kind of just a patrol boat, kind of just nothing heavy. Kind of just has maybe some like point defense guns. It's more of kind of just dissuading people, kind of just, hey, don't fuck with our shit, buzz off type of thing.
Right. Okay.
But it has turned its way towards you and is moving towards you.
Maybe we should hail them.
Yeah. What's the lady's? I never wrote it down. What's the lady's name? Data Oda. What,
Seda
huh?
Oda.
Data Oda. Okay.
Seda. SEDAOTTA.
She is in your NPC log.
Oh. Okay. All right. Great. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll hail them as soon as they turn. I'll hail them.
You kind of just get like this gruff captain voice, like saying, 3 dead king vessel, halt immediately. Like, it knows what kind of ship you are. The ship you're flying is on a wanted list.
Yeah. Of course. I'd be like, all
Okay, so
right.
here's the thing about that.
So you're gonna have a hard time believing me here, but I'm part of a crew working directly for Seda Oda. I have hijacked this ship. I am currently trying to get through to Seda Oda right now. One of the people on my team is like kind of close to banging her, like it's a whole thing. But you gotta believe me.
I have hijacked the ship. I'm trying to turn it in. I don't know what to do.
I was going to give you an accuracy for mentioning Seda Oda's name, but then you said that one of my teammates is trying to bang her. So,
So you get 2 accuracies.
Yeah.
it's just
So
going to
flat
be flat roll.
Don't need it.
Okay.
Big.
So
Lucky. Wish I had those rolls earlier.
they they kind of just contact was maintained as you were kind of just describing the situation, and there was no sense of kind of just like understanding in his voice. Like he 100% thinks you're spouting bullshit right now, but he is getting in touch with Seda Oda to basically get confirmation. Like,
Oh yeah. We're call signs Knight, Rain Man, Venom, and Yuki. You say that she knows who we are.
okay. Let's see. So,
What kind of smooth jazz is playing as I'm on hold?
smooth jazz, like something like very generic. Actually, no,
Okay.
no.
You like jazz?
Very, it's very Cowboy Bebop. Is kind of just
Okay.
what's playing.
Understood.
Let's see.
Not the Star Wars Cantina theme.
That's stressful. I don't want to. I don't know if I want to.
Star Wars Cantina doesn't. I don't think fits IPSN vibe.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. You're
I think Horus is Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you, Knight, do get in touch with Seda Oda. And there is distress in her voice. You get the idea that you get like the right before she kind of just turns her attention to you, her voice to you, you mention her say, send out the security teams now. And let's see. And then she seems to direct her attention to you, Knight, and says, so I know you're not Rayman. Who the hell is this?
Hold on. Hi, Captain Oda. This is Knight. I'm the one with the big sword. That's why most people remember me. Anyways, I'm gonna keep talking really fast now because I just took a combat stimulant and might need to use it further. Anyways, we just hijacked a Three Dead King ship in, on it somewhere under the zoo. Honestly, don't even know at this point. But anyways, we had to split up from Rain Man and Venom. They're doing God knows what, and with the science team. Anyways, Three Dead King ship. We have it under our control. There's still crew in here. They're probably gonna be here soon. So I need to keep this somewhat brief. Where should we plant this ship? I can kill everyone inside. I'm not as
You somehow hear her pinch the kind of just the bridge of her nose. You somehow
that just is that exasperated sigh.
Yep. It says, this is not the good news I want at this very moment. I am proud of you guys.
Thank you.
But I am going to have a security detail sent your way. I need help with whatever is destroying the colony right now.
Well, we're in a warship. Will that help?
Wow. Well, we fucked up. Oh, we fucked up.
What? What's destroying the colony?
Because assuming I kill everyone in here, then we just have the warship.
I need Lancers more than I need warships.
Okay. As you say, she'll probably just hear me turn to Yuki. Go to our ship. Wait, no, that's not
Okay.
where our mechs are. Where are our mechs? Go to the mechs.
The only way in
the Union
the only way
facility.
into the station is where our ship is.
All right.
Captain Oda says she's sending security teams to the spaceport. Direct yourselves there.
All right. Roger, Roger.
I'm going.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just
So if they're doing that,
Yeah,
I
so,
assume we're
just one
transitioning
last
back
radio.
to
yeah, so that
Hey,
call.
before I hang up, it's very cool. Don't worry, we have this situation under control.
Under control.
I'm gonna send a radio message to Venom and Rayman as we're leaving. I'm just like, the Max.
Yeah. Well, if they come to us, we still need to hover. We need to pick them up, so we can't leave yet.
No, wait,
in
it's a
space. We don't have
30-minute
our hard suits on.
train. It's a 30-minute
Oh.
tram ride over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we can't do that. All right.
I mean, I guess technically it'd be fastest. I don't know, man. 30-minute tram ride. What would we want to wait?
The colony's being attacked right now. We
Yeah,
don't have
let's-
30 minutes.
let's go. We'll meet at the spaceport. Meet at the spaceport.
Spaceport. All right, we're going to the spaceport.
Tram team. Or I guess now you are tram team. Team waiting by the tram.
Woo!
So I'm
Yeah.
assuming we saw the ship taken off
Well,
as
no,
we
you
were
also
walking past
heard
that
my
long
message
hallway.
as y'all were walking to the tram of "We're taking the ship." So
Oh yeah. So
Now, do we have any indication that shit's going down?
you
Like stuff shaking or anything like that?
not this far down. I say the closest thing you get that hey, maybe something's wrong is sometimes the lights go out.
We need to get to the surface.
All right.
Let's see, is there any expressways?
So fastest way to
You're going to
get
get
out
back.
is the way you came in. Big cargo elevator taking the tram back up. I say all that can pass simply.
Okay.
It's getting now to the surface. Yeah, you guys are back in the colony, back in that weird warehouse, coming out again, heavily forested area, smack dab in the middle of the kind of just the SSC zoo area. Kind of just from there, what's the plan?
Well, since we heard them radio, Max.
yeah,
We're probably just gonna find the fastest way we can get to the Max. Probably like even commandeering an AV or something to fly us over to the mech facility. What was it? The Union. Yeah, the mech manufacturer zone.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, pretty easy to kind of spot a just a I don't know, like a golf cart type esque vehicle, kind of just nearby. That is what's readily available that you can spot.
Fuck it, if it moves, we can do it.
I'm
We
thinking,
just gotta go.
yeah. It's got 4 wheels and knows how to drive. So yeah, you guys can get on that. And as you're progressing, kind of just going top speed as fast as you can on this thing, you start hearing sirens. Kind of just the storm sirens. Occasionally, you watch a beam of light pierce through the sky, and in the distance you see IPSN kind of just trunk security mechs fighting something.
Oh boy. Venom.
Hmm?
Okay, good, you're there. Just yeah, we're just booking it and like just looking at that shit going on in the sky. Just we fucked up. Just softly repeating that as it's just booking it along.
Yeah, let's try to keep that on the down low from everybody else, though.
Yeah.
So as you're driving, you watch one of these mechs, we'll say we'll say it's a Nelson, kind of just the really fast, kind of just skirmisher style mechs that North Star uses. You watch as it takes a nasty hit, kind of just in its arm shoulder area. Arm completely comes off. Mech comes crashing right in front of you guys.
Oh shit.
Um,
Gonna try to evade it. Just go around.
yeah, sure. Do a roll for me real quick.
All right. Would get somewhere quickly count for that?
I would say so. 21. Nice. Some quick evasion. You're able to kind of just not be in its crash zone.
Very cute.
And you, strangely enough, outside missing an arm, mech looks fine. It's definitely something faster to fly than your golf cart. But where it got sliced, pierced, however you want to say it,
Mm-hmm.
there you don't see scorch marks. You see like freezer burn. Like something with great
Oh.
force, something that was extremely cold, broke this mech apart.
All right. Seeing the, I mean, I know Nelsons are fast. I'm gonna stop the go kart and the golf cart, and even though I don't know exactly
Go-kart.
how to pilot a Nelson, I'm gonna motion with the Venom to come with me, and we're gonna scrabble into the busted mech.
So
I mean, this is purely just using this for mobility now.
yeah. So climbing onto the mech, and I mean, you guys are Lancers. You know how to open one, even if you're not quite familiar with the frame. Inside, you see the pilot, unconscious but still alive. Slight recognition in their face, or at least you somewhat recognize them, but you don't know if it's maybe because you've seen a whole lot of kind of just logo wear, or maybe you have met this person. Kind of just that depends on if you investigate further. But if you just want to push the body aside, get into the pilot seat, easily able to do.
Yeah, doing that. It's kind of cramped in there with all the shit, though.
Are you throwing the unconscious pilot out of the mech, or are you just
Pushing him to the side.
pushing him to the side? Okay.
Sardine in it.
Yeah.
So climbing in the mech, easily able to kind of just blast your way, and kind of just a bird's eye view, kind of just of the situation now. You are witnessing kind of just off into the distance, kind of just hasn't quite left the park, kind of just nature scene just yet, but it's definitely moving its way to kind of just the more civilian, kind of just residential area.
So far the damage isn't as bad as it could be, is what you're saying.
It is going to get a lot worse unless someone does something. You can see this strange mass of metal and ice. Kind of just encircling it are these, they almost look like spheres of light. They seem to circle around this creature that has no joints, kind of just no kind of just honestly shape to it at all. It honestly just looks like a mass. And every so often it's something getting too close. Beam of this like light ice piercing through the whatever mech was too overconfident, immediately gets crashed to the ground, and it is just moving its way forward. And if no one tries to get close to it, then it just fires off indiscriminately, kind of just hitting kind of just the rafters, the other side of the colony. It's just, it does not care what it hits. It does not care what damage it does outside of, it just wants destruction.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Eventually, kind of just blazing your way to the spaceport. You guys can kind of get there pretty fast, but the pilot that you kind of just toss to the side does come to for a 2nd. Kind of just looks his way at your and Venom's direction and says, "Oh, hi guys." So,
Oh, is it Trump
Feeling all right?
guy?
it's you recognize him as actually, I guess Rayman, you wouldn't recognize him, I don't think. No, it would just be Venom.
He's one of the twins.
It's
The
Ephraim.
brother.
Yeah, it's Ephraim, one of the trunk security kind of siblings that you initially met in the campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from.
I'm gonna look at the guy and ask, "You hurt, buddy?"
I've been worse.
He has been.
You think you need a patch?
Yeah, I've learned my lesson, and he seems to pull out a patch of his own. No, seems to get himself done quick. It says, kind of just as soon as he came to consciousness, he kind of just falls back out. Like whatever hit this, he had a bad fall, so he's not really in any shape to fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So unless you decide to charge this thing within your broken Nelson, you head straight to the spaceport, or to the mech manufacturer to get your
Yeah,
mechs.
mech manufacturer.
Okay.
Yeah.
An unfamiliar mech, damaged with only one limb.
Yeah.
No. With an unfamiliar weapon system. No, that against a giant biblical angel type thing. No. I want proper firepower for this.
Exactly. So with that, yeah, nothing stops you from getting to the mech manufacturer. You get like the occasional hail of some sergeant, some captain figure basically telling you like, Unit 8, get back in line, but eventually, kind of just as soon as you hear that hail, you immediately get static as whoever was sending that got shot down.
Oh, jeez.
So
Oh boy. Okay.
with that, nothing stops you from getting to the mech manufacturer. Going to transition to warship team. So, patrol boat had its guns aimed at you. Kind of just understands the situation now. Still doesn't believe it, but is like, I have my orders.
This is not the song we
I mean,
need.
it's in there because of the meme, but no, this is not. It's a
So
little bit.
yeah, he patrol
This is either.
patrol boat does its best it
Sorry.
can to kind of just guide you. I mean, you know where you're going, but still like guide you to kind of just the spaceport, get yourselves landed, meet with the security detail. But as time progresses, like actually, I'm gonna roll something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly this shit right to the fucking mech. I'm not gonna land it at the docking port.
There's no other way to get through. It's all walled off.
Blast my way through.
I think that would cause a little bit of damage to the station.
Open up the whole colony to space.
Nah.
So, you watch because you're in the command center, you're in the bridge, you kind of have a glance, you have the ability to just kind of see kind of just the ship from your angle, and I mean you can read the sensors as well. Something happened in the hangar. There was an explosion, and you watch as half a dozen mechs seem to fly out, along with what appears to be some sort of small spacecraft.
What does the spacecraft look like?
Like a standard shuttle ish, kind of just seems to can carry like a good couple people.
Oh gosh.
Do they have Three Dead Kings insignia, or do they have insignia we're cool with?
So, I maybe I didn't describe the scene well enough. It's coming out of the hangar from your guys' ship, from the warship. There was an
Oh.
explosion on the warship that blasted open your guys' hangar.
Oh.
Oh, so they blew we locked down the
They
hangar.
blasted
They
open
blew it
the
up.
hangar bay.
Yeah.
And now they're no.
And now they're flying away.
We're on a warship. Let's shoot at them.
I feel like we have a bigger fish to fry, man.
I mean, you drive, I shoot.
Okay, if they're flying in the opposite direction, you get your good few shots.
I'm sure also our trunk security people could also shoot a little bit at them in their little, like, I don't know, PT boat they're driving essentially.
They. I'm gonna roll a couple rolls for that. Okay. 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 So immediately, kind of just the patrol boat takes some pot shots. But again, they're working with point defense lasers. They don't have quite far range, but they can do some mean damage. Ship weaponry against a mech is going to do a lot of damage. Immediately, it seems to blast one of these mechs, but two mechs kind of just return fire, while 3 continue to guard this shuttle that flies away. And
Can we shoot from our ship's weaponry? Can we shoot at the shuttle?
let's see. So I will say the one doing the shooting will have to be the one that's not flying the ship.
I'll run over and
See if I remember if it's just like the simulations.
Okay. So
Simulation.
I will say you have a couple of options as far as weaponry goes. And with the amount of time and kind of just the fast pace of this kind of scene, you get one shot at this.
okay.
So with the warship, you have this rather large lance laser cannon. Could kill everything in one fell swoop, but it's gonna take a while to charge, and you have, again, one shot at this. You have forms of missiles, kind of just damage is guaranteed, but kills not necessarily. And again, the point defense, very similar point defense lasers. Very easy to hit, very easy to get a kill, but you're gonna have to move to their direction, get close to get the kill.
How long does the big laser take to charge? Do I
You can
with my-
charge while moving, but when it's fully charged, you need to immediately kind of just turn in their direction.
Oh, so it's like what's
The
the
Mac gun
one-
from Halo, yes.
Yeah, the Mac gun from Halo. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I think the missiles is the move.
Okay.
Is it a silo or a single torpedo?
It's a silo, so it fires a couple. We'll say like 6 missiles. But again, damage guaranteed, kills not necessarily.
Okay.
So what I want is there's 6 targets, 5 mechs, 1 ship. So go ahead and give
Can
me.
I have all the missiles target the ship?
Sure.
I want every single missile going towards the ship.
Okay. I still want some rolls from you though.
Absolutely.
It's going to be first roll is simply going to be how well can you, because Knight's a simple soldier. He's never used warship controls, has he?
No, he is not.
All right, so this is going to be kind of just how knowledgeable you are about the system.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
7. Okay.
Dang it, man.
All right. So it takes you a second to find the missile controls. Let's see. So you had 6 missiles. So we'll say you lose like 2. So now you're only working with four instances of damage.
Okay.
Let's see. This next roll is going to be how much damage do you deal? So I want 4d6s from you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Dude, that blows. That really blows.
Oh my
3
god.
1s and a 2. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh my lord.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That rage is really messing up your aim.
So
Well, usually I
Jack's
swing a
about to
sword
start
around.
raging.
you
I'm about to just start go looking for people in the ship to kill.
you blow up like 2 of their 4 engines. So they still very much have control of the ship. They are still flying away, but they are slowed down and still have mechs guarding them. You witness some more kind of just North Star ships. They seem to be like proper kind of just corvettes, kind of just security force detail. They seem to be moving in and engaging with these 3 Dead King escapees. But that was your window to deal damage. That was your
Okay.
window to attack.
All right.
You
I'll
slowed
get
them
up from
down.
the yeah, I'll get up from the console, and I'm gonna go back to. I'll go back to guarding the doors because I very much doubt that the entire crew left their warship.
Yeah. It's when you are going to the doors that you can see the other door at the end of the hallway being lit up with some sort of torch as it's being
I'm gonna just I'm gonna run up to the door and try to slam it open myself.
okay.
Just night things.
Juice.
I just like literally just go in and just open up the door to the people who are welding it on the other side.
Okay. So this is very much a violent action happening.
Yeah.
You are raging, so to speak. You are juiced up, so I would definitely say you get accuracy for this roll.
Is it a fist to faces, a take control, or an assault? Because it's not fighting.
It's
exactly.
either,
Take
I would
control
say
is
either
used.
assault or fist to faces.
I mean, of course, if I can roll fist to faces, I want to roll fist to faces. But take control is used force, violence, presence of will, or direct action to take control of something. And that makes me think of the doors, because like I could justify fist to faces for like the grabbing and throwing the robot earlier, because that was grappling and throwing technically. I don't know. I mean, it's still unarmed, but I don't know if this is combat.
You aren't directing it to a person. You are directing it to a door. You are assaulting a position, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that is my line of thought.
So I can still use fist to faces.
No, he's saying to use assault.
Saying
Or
use
no,
assault. Take control?
Yeah, that one. That's what I think, right?
You listed assault, take control, and fist to faces, right?
Yes.
My thought is assault because you are moving to their position and you are assaulting them to a degree.
Sounds good.
That
That works for me.
is how I view it.
Anyways, 21.
21. So 100% you catch them off guard. You bust open the door. there appears to be like 2 engineers and 3 men behind them wearing kind of just makeshift assault armor, carrying weapons.
And I'm taller than them, right?
Easy, yeah.
Okay, so I'm just immediately gonna open the slam door. I'm sure there's a guy probably like crouching in front of me with his little welder out. So from there, I'm just gonna be, let's see, I'll just kind of just be, hello there, and then I'm just gonna great sword off the shoulder and immediately kind of go for like a big cleave, just to whoever
baseball
is in the
swing.
general vicinity in front of me,
Okay.
wall to wall.
Okay. Pulling, are you able to? Is it at all possible to make an attack roll with your greatsword? Like, is that something you do on your sheet?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Okay. Accuracy.
You are juiced up, so yeah.
That brings it down to nothing, and nothing because my, it's like a big great weapon or whatever. I forget. I renamed it, but it was like the big old school weapon.
Okay.
Melee weapon, so it's inaccurate.
Heavy archaic.
Yeah, heavy archaic.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's inaccurate. Whenever I just click on it, it already has an inaccuracy. So, yeah.
Straight
Anyway.
rolling.
No.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sad.
So the going for like a great cleave, trying to hit them all, you easily hit the engineers. They are not wearing any outside of kind of just the general kind of just protective clothing or kind of just gear for kind of just handling machinery and all that. They're not designed to take weapons by great force, so you easily deal damage to them. You easily knock them out of the fight. And we'll say the 3 men kind of just standing maybe a step back, kind of just weapons raised. You weren't exactly able to hit them.
Okay.
So, let's see. You very much surprised them though, so I want to see if anyone has. Okay. Okay. All right. So one of them, you scared the shit out of them. Like literally, you scared the shit out of them. They are panicking and they are not able to return fire. 2 of them do though.
Okay.
So let's see. Let me pull up your pilot sheet real quick. You're working with what? Assault armor? Is my guess?
Just an assault hard suit.
Looks like evasion 8. Okay. Oh, 1 point of armor. All right, that might help you. Let's see. Okay. They got themselves kind of just medium-sized assault rifles, so they're dealing 2 damage if they hit. Let's see. Okay, one of them does. So firing off kind of just like a battle rifle like burst at you. They hit you for 2 damage.
Okay.
You have 1 armor, so -1, so you're taking 1 damage.
Nice.
Yuki, you're just you're hearing violence in the background. Just pure, unadulterated violence.
Nothing that she isn't used to.
Yep.
Yeah, she is hauling ass to the docking station.
Okay. Kind of just with all this going on, you easily come into port, but again, now you're dealing with 3 armed guards currently assaulting you. This is again another round for.
Are they within range 3 behind me?
You can definitely take some shots at them.
Yeah, I'll take a shot.
Okay, go right ahead.
Through night?
I dodge.
Yep, he dodges.
13.
Nice. So 13, 1 damage. Okay, but they're wearing. Okay.
I don't do anything.
I'm just trying to. I don't want you to do nothing. So what I'm going to say is
they have one armor.
they do have one armor. What I'm going to say is you take out the one that shit himself. Because
Great.
he was not prepared for the situation. His armor is like hastily put on. He's just a lackey who kind of just somehow got this position.
Yeah, like after the
First day on the job.
swing came by and everything, Knight was body was to the left a little bit from the swinging that way, and so I just shot over his shoulder and right through the eyes, the forehead of this guy. Just pink,
Unfortunate.
No look
crumpled.
kill.
All right, Knight. What do you want to do?
So, the engineer is out of the fight.
Engineer's out of the fight.
The guy who got scared is out of the fight. How many does that leave?
2 men in kind of just assault, kind of just general combat gear.
I would like to try to rip the assault rifle out of one of their hands and just throw it at the other one's head.
Fist to faces.
Yes.
All right. Again, still.
Am I still juiced?
You are still juiced. I will say at this point it's somewhat coming off because I mean you juiced up before we took flight, right?
Yes, I did.
So it's
I honestly I anticipated a faster response. Who would have known some of my greatest enemies from childhood, aren't so happy to come and see me, but whatever.
well, I mean you didn't quite make your presence known to them, so
Yeah. This is why I don't stealth. But yeah, all right. Well, let's roll it.
all right.
Just barely, but we made it.
Yeah.
Hey, a perfect 6 on my
D6 though.
Wow.
Thank God, too.
Yeah. So, grabbing the rifle out of his hand, you slam it against the other guy's head. I'll say rifle in your hand gets broken. Guy you hit goes unconscious, but you're still dealing with one no gun, but watch as he hastily grabs a small combat knife.
That's fine. I'm
Mine's
gonna, you know
bigger.
what? I'm gonna honor that. I'm gonna put my big sword back in my sheath, and I'm gonna pull out my combat knife.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All right. Let's see. All right. Damn. Well, I guess it's fine for you. So he goes for a swing, but he's not able to pierce your armor. He like goes for like an opening, but you are very much the better duelist in this scenario. You you obviously see where he's going. You easily deflect it. Now he might be shitting himself.
Can I shoot him in the knee?
Go right ahead.
Great.
Jeez. Come on, man.
What?
All right.
Well, what a new shot it was.
So I will say, like this guy might not be a great duelist, but he certainly knows how to put on armor.
Oh, I was shooting the knee because I figured they wouldn't have leg armor.
They still got knee pads.
No. All right, I'm going for ankles next then.
Okay.
I don't think you're gonna have it.
All right.
I know exactly what I'm doing on my next turn.
You're
What?
like John Wick.
what
when
are
he's
you doing?
fighting those people in
it's
full
my
armor.
turn. Okay. Well, so I'm assuming he went for the stab.
I
went
gotta
for-
like pull their neck and just like start shooting.
This will be perfect since Yuki probably turned around to look where they're shooting. I want at least someone to witness this, but we're going to do fist the faces again. And what I'm going to do is, he goes for the stab. I go for the deflect. So he's probably going past me a little bit. I want to grab his head with both hands and then just snap his neck.
Go right ahead.
Jeez.
Let's see. My last turn of juice, mayhaps?
You maybe got a couple seconds after this, but yeah.
All right, let's go. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh,
We'll say Yuki, you probably haven't seen such a display of just like violent force in a long while. Like, you've seen your fair share of violence, but seeing this like coming from Knight, who is a big guy, but still seeing it on display, it's neat.
Interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, more than kind of just snapping his neck, you like break his head. Knight.
It's full like
like the
Omni-Man,
watermelon getting crushed.
you
in
know?
his hands.
Oh wait, you haven't watched
Jeez.
Invincible yet, have you, Far?
Huh?
Have you
Oh,
watched?
I've seen Invincible. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm imagining like full Omni-Man goes for like,
Yeah, I get what you. I get. Yeah.
But and just after that whole show of violence, like you don't hear any other pitter patter. Like, and as your the kind of just heightened senses do seem to die down, you get the idea that there are no other kind of just footsteps making their way up to you, Knight.
there aren't any.
Making their way to you.
Oh, okay.
Knight, stay close. We're gonna have to. We got a job to do.
It's a really good thing if you said that, because if you didn't, I can't make a reference to that either because you haven't watched Cyberpunk yet.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
But you haven't watched the end yet, and I was
No.
about to reference the end, but I don't know. If you wouldn't have said anything, I would have juiced up and just walked off. So, yeah, Yuki helps Knight keep his cool, and he's I'll remain posted in the bridge.
Okay. So it's not too long until you guys find yourselves docked at the port.
I definitely just like come in hot and just slide that bitch across the pavement just to like I'm putting it down. I'm not going for like a no, dude. I'm putting it down on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna do some. Okay.
I'm making sure that I'm not hitting Rain Man's ship.
No, you don't hit Rain Man's ship. You hit the guy next to Rain Man, though.
Yeah, fine.
Fuck him.
Yeah. So, forcefully parking yourself in, you're easily able to do, and it's not too long after, like, not even like 10 seconds after you like stopped the ship. You hear footsteps on the hall on top of you. You watch as you kind of had like this almost like glass kind of just viewport kind of just in front of you that you were able to kind of just see everything out of.
Like the Serenity cockpit.
Yeah, I was about to ask Knight to start busting that shit down.
Yeah.
I actually, that's great because that's what I was thinking about doing.
You watch as the glass shatters as North Star Marines make themselves known in the cockpit.
Like, all right, we'll let you handle this from here. We're Lancers. We got a job to do. And
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
gonna walk
start-
back into the room carrying the guy with the snap neck and throw him into like against a wall.
All right.
I'm gonna jump out of the window and start heading off towards the Union building as fast as I can.
All right.
Or
I'll give
Metro.
the Marines a small salute and do the same.
Marines return the salute, and they make their way deeper into the ship. So, first people to arrive were Rain Man and Venom. You guys were going to the mech manufacturer.
Mhm.
All the while, sirens were going off throughout the colony. Kind of just the kind of just what you can see, kind of just ground floor, kind of just how people were moving about. Civilians are evacuating. Some of them seem to be going to bunkers. Some of them are being directed to ships available at port. It is very much like an emergency.
All hell's breaking loose in the colony.
Yeah. Coming into the manufacturer, the GMS mech manufacturer, the guys who print everything. It's pretty busy. There are some freelance mercenaries who are trying to get their mechs finished. There are civilians who are not wanting to do their work and wanting to get the hell out of there. There are,
Mhm.
and there is actually one individual who seems to be rather calm about the situation, but still has like a sense of urgency. They seem to be talking to some receptionist, basically describing, "Hey, I need specifically these 4 mechs done now." And
Great song.
I felt like it suited.
kind of just he gives a like quick description of kind of just what each mech was, and he's like, "Hey, I know." He kind of just gives the exact layout, armament, and kind of just order number that each of you had. He seems to be requesting your mechs finished now.
Hearing the him rattling that off just as we're coming up, I'm like, hang on. Those are our mech numbers.
Let's see. He turns to you for a second. Kind of just you get a clear view of him. He's blondish hair, kind of just a very like like a nerdy scientist looking vibe. You don't recognize him at all, right, man? Venom, on the other hand, some memories spark, and it was always on the tip of your tongue. You knew who Agent Marty was, and you knew if you saw the face, you'd know it was them immediately.
He's here.
Agent Marty is here requesting your guys' mechs to get them done.
Shit.
He turns to you, Rain Man, and kind of just, yeah, those are your mechs. How's it? You know what? There's no easy way to explain the situation. I'm your guys' handler, boss, figure, however you want to describe it. Nestor Carnival at your service.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm sure you're quite aware of what's going on outside, isn't? And it's all hell going loose.
It is all hell going loose, and I need you guys in those mechs. As he points to kind of just still being assembled mech frames.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna be looking to the receptionist and asking, do you have any spare frames of, like, and then I list off either Everest's or a IPS and Caliban just in stock somewhere?
See, so So this receptionist, will say it's an older woman, probably like one thread away from snapping. Kind of just
Ugh.
not at you specifically, but more of she is trying to keep her cool as the world is ending around her, with everyone yelling at her, trying her best to get her job done. But
Sniffing that one last line.
that one last line, she is going to shut down, panic, and run away.
Way to go.
Guys, let's see that Rain Man charm.
Way to go.
So she's basically saying everyone is wanting their mechs done now, and there's not a whole lot I can do about it. So if I am doing my best to try to find broken down mechs that no one wants or no one's using or no one is ever going to see again, I'm doing my absolute best here.
I'm sure about that, honey. God damn it.
There's like tears welling in her eyes, and she's kind of just muttering to herself, I just want to see my family again. I just want to see my family again. As she's exactly. And I will say though, kind of just actually okay. So some rather kind of just skittish mercenaries say, take our parts. We're just gonna get the hell out of here. And she thanks them profusely and kind of just turns her head to the three of you. Well, you, Venom, and this Nestor fellow. Yeah, in a pretty short while, they assemble your mechs easily, kind of just within that time. We'll say that Yuki, Knight, you make your way over here as well. And unless there's, you get your guys' mechs are ready, assembled, Nestor kind of just turns to you guys, says, so, new mission, destroy Salvation.
Yeah. Yeah, my mech was named for this.
So, unless there's any kind of last minute questions or last minute quips, that's pretty much where the session is going to end.
It was a long one this time.
It was a good one.
A lot of shit happened, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Finally get to test out our new mechs next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I get to test out a boss encounter.
Oh, shit. Oh, jeez. Everybody's getting all excited.
I just want to say, I think my DJing was on point. War Pigs came on at the perfect time. That went hard.
Well, I wish that this part of the song lined up with the new mission, Kill Sanctuary.
I know, right? Very cool.
All
I'm
right.
excited. That was a lot of fun.
Excuse me, Salvation.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is not
Alright.
the last time at all we're going to see Knight be angry. So